What's up, y'all? Let's see if we can pull up the... Make sure that we're good to go. What's up, y'all? We are good to go. Okay. So let's go ahead, y'all. Let's see. Can I see some comments at least? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Okay. So I was going through my stash and I found this Home Sweet Home sign. I had already attached these to it. So clearly I meant to do something with it and I never did. AP8788 is the SKU for this wreath. Wreath sign, not wreath, y'all. And it just says Home Sweet Home and has some magnolias. And I chose that because I found these magnolias at the at home store, and they're just a really pretty bundle of magnolias. So I did want to use those. And when I do kind of like some magnolia wreaths, I always choose a certain color palette, and it's always the naturals with like a moss green or a fern green thrown in the mix. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. I'm adding a little bit of cream to it as well, and some black and white. Y'all know I love my black and white, so that's what I'm going to add to it. I am starting with a work wreath form. I buy my work wreath forms already pre-made for me. I'm probably not even telling a lie here, but I don't think I am. When I first started, I really didn't even use the pipe cleaner and work wreath, those frames that you can buy. I didn't even use those really hardly. I really used the Christmas tree, the Christmas wreaths, the evergreen wreaths. That's really what I used back then. And grapevine wreaths. Yeah, I would actually put the pipe cleaners through the grapevine and attach the mesh to it. Yeah, I know. So actually, I'm just gonna put that right there real quick, and we're gonna cut all of our ribbon tails first. I think I want to do that first so I can kind of clear up some space here. Good morning, y'all. Y'all, it's not as windy today, but it's wreaked its havoc on me. Ugh. So I cut all of my ribbon tails at 13 inches. And I need 9 of each color. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There we go. So like I said, I like to do burlaps and some moss greens or fern greens on this color scheme, on this type of wreath. I think it always comes out pretty. I'm gonna add in some of this. It's really not stark white. It's kind of like a cream color. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And like I said, I need 9 of each color. Now I'm feeling a little bit better, but it's like I said, it kind of wreaked its havoc on me. Last night was kind of a long night. I really did not sleep that well last night. so once again, this is my 2.5-inch ribbon, and I need 9 of these as well. 8, 9. So I'm going to pair that up with that one, and then the black and white's going to have the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yo, you can't go wrong with a nice black and white ribbon. Okay, so the white's gonna go with the black and white. Now that means I still have plenty of ribbon to use for my bow that we're gonna add into this, and I'm just gonna stack these up on this shelf. So just dovetailing my ribbons. There's that one. And then we're going to bring our polka dot and our green to get their dovetails. Finishes off that ribbon and makes it look pretty. And I'm just going to bundle these up. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Okay, just got that one sorted out, and then we're going to do the same thing to this one. Come on, there we go. And then now I'm just going to group these up the way I want them in the wreath. So I like doing this sometimes ahead of time, especially if I have other projects that I'm going to be working on. I'll do this, that way they're already stacked up, ready to go. That way all I have to do is just grab the bundle of ribbon and call it a day. So that's how we're going to bundle them up. We've got our green and our burlap, and then our black and white with our cream color ribbon. Okay. So next I want to bring back my 10-inch mesh. And now this is that let me open it first. That check fabric mesh, and I really do like this mesh. I got this from DecoExchange, but it's like a jute mesh, and they've woven it all the way through. Love this. It's RY831349. Let's see. Hopefully we're back. Yep, it looks like we're back. Okay. Now I didn't realize it stalled on my end over here. So I've already cut 3. These are 30 inches piece. Yes, we are back, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Gotta love technology. I am pre-cutting all of this, that way it goes just a little bit faster after I've cut everything. We put everything together. And I'm bringing in that cream color for those ruffles on the inner ring, which always measure 18 inches. Our 4th one. Okay, so I brought in that cream color like I said I was going to, and I also use that moss green. So I'm just going to put those off to the side. And those were 18 inches, and those are for the inner ring when it comes down to it. So I'll bring my wreath frame. Now let's set those right on that shelf. And I'm using the 21-inch jute mesh. So the 21-inch jute mesh I just use on the inner ring only. I really don't use it on the outer ring. I just bunch it up, find one set of ties, and start tie it in, and then start measuring 10 inches. Like I said, I just use the 21-inch mesh on the inner ring. I don't use it on the outer ring. We're just going through. Just 10 inches on my end. So I do apologize for that. It keeps saying it's connected back up again, but I keep noticing it keeps going off and on, off and on. Okay, so that's what our inner ring should look like, just like that. And then next we add in our 30-inch ruffles. So just finding a tie, and I want to set that in there. Set that ruffle in. Yeah, it keeps going off and on. Hopefully it doesn't keep doing it anymore. So just making my ruffle. Excuse me. So sometimes that's exactly what I like to do. I like to kind of pre-cut everything beforehand. That way it just goes by a lot quicker. Yeah, and this probably isn't the best mesh to use when you're when you've got the sniffles. But like I say, the show must go on. Okay, so we are down to our last 30-inch ruffle. So I'm adding that in, and I want to show y'all what that base looks like. So that's what our base looks like. Look how pretty that looks, y'all. Green and burlaps, love that. And now on the inner ring, we're gonna bring in just a little bit more green, and then our cream color. So untying that twist tie and setting these in there. And these were 18-inch ruffles. So we've got 18-inch ruffles going on the inner ring, and then we had 30-inch ruffles just on the outer ring. So adding this cream color mesh in. Which I think breaks up all that burlap. Even though I still want some of that burlap to be seen, I'm able to really make these colors pop when I use that natural burlap base. So yeah, that's what our inner ring looks like. Look how pretty those colors are. I love these colors together. In my ties where I have like the white or the burlap color ribbon, so it stands out just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to start on the inner ring, then we're going to work our way around to the outer ring. Fold that in half, pinch it, untwist my tie, set that in, twist it once, twice, and we're just going to continue that same pattern, because notice how I put them all in order. So we're just going to grab from the pile, and we're going to just keep going all the way around. Okay. Okay, so we should be back again, y'all. It keeps reconnecting. I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of frustrating me, y'all. It's really frustrating me. It's one of those things. It's hard to do your job when technology doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, so that's what we should have on the inner ring. Y'all, look how pretty that black and white looks. So now coming to the outer ring, we're going to do the same thing. I want to make sure that that green and that polka dot ribbon is in with the natural color ribbon, just so you can see the green some more. The ribbons are cut at 13 inches. 13 inches is about my go-to. I'll tell you, anytime you ever see me make a deco mesh wreath, that's what the ribbon tails are going to be. I don't do 14 inches and I don't do 12 inches. I always do 13 inches. To me, 13 inches is the perfect length. Excuse me. Okay, so we're down to our last two ribbons. Our last two ribbon bundles. Okay, so on that sign, right where these two crossbars are, I want that sign right in the middle. I want that sign right in the middle of the wreath, and I want to attach that to these two crossbars. So I'm finding my other crossbar. Found it, running that through my mesh. Move those ribbons around. Okay. So y'all, that's exactly what it should look like at this point with our Home Sweet Home sign on it. I attached it to the back here on that wreath frame. Now if you wanted to, you could definitely stop there, but we're not going to. I do want to make a half bow. So we're going to start off with an 8-inch tail. Pinch, y'all, the wind has kicked up again. Mother Nature is not my friend this week. twist. Bring in that polka dot again. Before I add in our green. Look how pretty that color combination looks together. And then I had this in my personal stash of ribbons, but the colors were perfect for this. It's a burlap and a like a moss green ribbon. So I'm making a loop of that as well. Yep, there we go. Yeah, you really can't go wrong with this color combination for everyday wreaths. I do it all the time. I use this color combination all the time on everyday wreaths. Oh, I almost hit myself, y'all. And sniffles and the coughing. It's just one thing after another, and I'm like, whoa. The show must go on, like I said. I think I am going to take the rest of the day though and just rest. Maybe I'll finally get those wreaths listed on Etsy. Like I said I was going to do 2 weeks ago. Okay, so once again, y'all, that's just a half bow. Like I'm digging these half bows. I really am loving that style of bow because you're not using a lot of ribbon, so you're able to stretch your ribbon just a little bit further, and even more so when you bring in some of the designer ribbons. Like that designer ribbon right there, that black and white one, that's $30 a roll, and I think that's less than a yard worth of ribbon. Into our wreath tie, making sure I'm grabbing that from the back. Okay, so going through, adding that in. And the good thing too, y'all, it's wired ribbon, so I can manipulate it where I want it to go. And I can see that it's covering up that whole sign right there that says Home Sweet Home, basically. But with a little bit of adjustment, I'm able to make that ribbon do what I need it to do. I'm going to dovetail my ribbons. You know, it's one of those things. Jordan is sick. The dog's barking like a maniac. The wind is acting up, you know. I mean, what more could I ask for? Let's see. Oh, there we go. I'm going to just dovetail our ribbons. Okay. So now I want to add in these 2 stems of magnolias. These did come from the at-home store. and they were $6.99. Y'all, I don't, unless I really need to glue something in there, but that's why I have those ties in there, those wreath ties. So I'm just gonna set that in there, wrap my wreath tie around that, kind of manipulate some of those greenery and leaves that came with it already. So we've got that one there, and then I want one up here in the top. Now, I don't think it would be as bad as if there was some moisture in the air. If it would just rain, I would be really happy about that. Okay, so coming back through, and I'm going to set this one in first. This part first. Set that one in. And next, I kind of want to make another little bit of a half bow up here, just so I can fill in this gap. I feel like there's a gap there. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So just making those loops and those tails. Being mindful that I really don't want my bow to be super duper big on that top part. I just really want something to fill in that gap right there. I feel that there's a gap. And on this one, I'm not going to use that 4-inch ribbon. I won't use that 4-inch ribbon on this bow. Trying to see if that's going to work out the way I want it to. I think it is. Okay. Now I'm going to use that piece of ribbon that's just left on there. So like I said, I just made this bow to really fill in that little, there's a little bit of a gap there. I'm not really crazy about it, but I have this tail, so I made sure that that's coming off to the side, and that's exactly how I want to add that in there. Okay, so finding a spot to add that in right here. Like I said, there was a gap. Yes, there we go. Just to really add that little bit of ribbon. Okay. So next I'm going to get this. I'm just going to find a tie. a little extra bit of that black and white, which is 100% okay. You don't have to do it the way I just did it. So, y'all, that's our wreath. That's our home sweet home sign. Even though you can kind of not see it, I'm going to have to go back through and move around those ribbons so you can see that sign just a little bit more. But that is our Magnolia Wreath. Okay, so we started off with that base. We added our 10-inch mesh measured 18 inches, and we placed those in there, and then we attached our sign, made our bow, added our magnolias, and then we added our second bow. So y'all, that's all I have for y'all. A really pretty home sweet home magnolia wreath. Like I said, I am gonna have to go back through and fix that so we can see the word home sweet home. It's a little, there we go. That's a heck of a lot better. Okay, so y'all, I will see y'all